Alrighty, let's see what we got. Smallest missing non-negative integer after operations. Medium. You're given a zero-index integer array nums and an integer value, and one operation can add or subtract value from any element of nums. For example, if nums is 1, 2, 3, value is 2, you can choose to add. You can choose to subtract value from nums of 0, make it negative 1, 2, 3. MEX, minimum excluded of an array is the smallest missing non-negative integer. Smallest missing non-negative integer. Okay, so MEX here is 1, I guess? No, smallest. It's 0. 0 is non-negative, okay. And this one is 2, okay. Return the maximum MEX of nums after applying the mentioned operation any number of times. Interesting. I was about to say it seemed pretty easy, but then you have to. Okay. It's very interesting. Okay, so here it's subtracting. So negative 10 just would not affect like excluding positive or non-negative values. So you can ignore this one. 1, it doesn't make sense to subtract 5 from it. So 1 is 1. 7 could be 2. Isn't this 0? What's going on here? You can add or subtract. Oh, whoops. Okay, I forgot. I didn't see the add part, or I didn't recognize that part. So the negative 10 becomes 0. 1 is 1. 7 can be 2. Alright, so actually, now that I think about it, this is a greedy approach deal. I think the numbers that are, if you have two numbers, they can exclude the same. You have two numbers that are equivalent in the mod of the value in the system, in the arithmetic of mod 5 or mod value. If two numbers are equivalent that thing, in the sense that if you have a value and that value is added with, if you have a number in the nums array and you have that number plus value, they're going to be able to become the same set of values. So like 6 can become 1 or 11, but 1 can also become 6 or 11. So you can just do a greedy approach to determine what is the first thing that this thing can exclude that hasn't been excluded before. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think I have an idea of how I want to do this actually. So I want to find the equivalent of each number in the mod system. So like negative 10 is equivalent to 0, negative 5 is equivalent to 0, and I want to find the count of those numbers in that mod system. So I'll go with calling these mod frequencies. And it'll be 0 times value, because 5 would be the most different numbers that could have. And then for every value in nums, I'm going to do mod frequencies of that value mod. Oh, I already have value here. For every k in numbers, I guess. Plus equals 1. And then it becomes the minimum of these is going to determine where the first break in the loop is. So I think this is going to be min frequency equals minimum. Actually, I probably could do something like min frequency equals, let's say, 0 for k for f in the mod frequencies. Actually, I guess this needs to start with infinite. If f is smaller than min frequency is equal to f, and I need to know which thing this is. Mod let's call this slot. Slot equals whatever this slot is. I need to know the index. For every index. Well, actually, yeah, I need to know the index. In range of value, I'll say frequency is mod frequencies of this index. If this frequency is smaller than min frequency, then min frequency equals this frequency. And I think actually maybe the slot is actually the answer. Answer should equal this min frequency times value plus index. I think this is correct. Okay, cool beans. All right, so just to be clear what the hell happened there. So let's do an example. If you have, let's say nums is, let's say 4, 6, 3, 9, 10, 13, 15, 18, 2, 7. Okay, so something like this. And let's say the value is 3. So what this means is each number, I'm going to translate it to a value that's either 0, 1, or 2. And that's going to be the equivalent of that number in that mod system, in that mod arithmetic. So 4 would translate into 1 because 4 minus 3 is 1. So in terms of like mod frequencies of like 1, 2, 3, which is what this this array is capturing, 4 would be considered 1 mod frequencies of 0, 1, 2. 4 would be considered 1. So the nums would translate to nums equivalent in mod system. I'm not sure what the actual correct terminology here is I'm just calling mod system as the mod equivalent value. So 4 becomes 1, 6 becomes 0, 3 becomes 0, 9 becomes 0, 10 becomes 1. It's like basically that number mod 3, right? So 13 becomes 1, 15 is 0, 18 is 0, 2 is 2, 7 is 1. I think that's all correct. Okay, so then the mod frequencies of those of 0, 1, 2 would be there's 5 zeros, there's going to be 4 1s and 1 2. So what this means is you can translate something to become a 0, and then you can translate something to become a 1, and then you can translate something to become a 2, and then you use another value to become another 1 plus 3, which is 4, 2 plus 3, which is 5. At that point, you run into missing another value for something that's equivalent to the sorry, this is 0 1 2. So this becomes 0 1 2, and then you have something that becomes a 3 4, and then you're missing something that becomes a 5 here, because you have only 2 that can become a 2 or 5, but there's nothing else that becomes a 5 by subtracting some multiple of 3. So the minimum of these frequencies is what determines the first kind of gap that you can't fill. And so that's this min frequency calculation. Go through all the indices, find the lowest frequency if you can using just basic, if lower than the minimum, take that. And then the answer is whatever number of times that you could actually do the circulation of the whole set of values, like 0 1 2, times that mean frequency, and then plus whatever the index that you found the min frequency at. So hopefully that was somewhat understandable. Time complexity can be O of n. To compute the mod frequencies calculation array. I mean, that's just going through all the values of nums and doing that kind of arithmetic to it. And then, and also and it should be O of value, or over V, where V is value, to iterate over the mod to iterate over the mod frequencies array to find the answer. So which overall, since V should be smaller than n in most non-trivial cases, the overall the speed will be O of n. Space complexity, this is O of V, where again V is the value, since you need an array of mod frequencies. Yeah.